Hey, welcome to Sing and Cook. My name is Chef Harpal Singh Sokhi and you're watching me show you how to and know your ingredients. This is a series on how to handle and know the ingredients for cooking. This is very important. The first step towards making you a master chef. Now, when in season, this is the best thing to eat. Fenugreek leaves. I tell you, so many ways of eating this, and India has abundance of green leafy vegetables when in season, which is generally winters. So you get a lot of this beautiful fresh fenugreek leaves. Fenugreek leaves in India, you get two varieties. One is this variety and one is the smaller variety where the leaves are very small. But I love this variety. This is a lot in abundance in India. Now, what do you do with this? Earlier, when I was a child, I would watch my mother pluck these leaves like this, okay, and use them. So this methi, earlier days were used for aloo methi, palak methi, and dishes where you wanted the methi leaves to be fresh, not boiled, not done anything. But in the modern era, generally people don't like the bitterness. Actually, this is so good for diabetes and things like that, gives you full fiber for eating, so you must eat. Now what happens in the modern age is generally you chop, and even in hotels, generally you chop the methi and then boil it and keep it. Now when you do this, definitely enhances the lifespan of methi. Of course, you can keep it in the fridge for more than 7 days when you boil and keep it. Boiled methi is generally used for dishes like methi matar malai or methi mushroom you want to make, methi palak you want to make, methi chicken you want to make, methi fish you want to make, where you want that the methi should be smaller in size, not the leafier ones. The leafier ones are good with aloo methi and parathas and all those kind of things. So for chopping methi, remove the stems, and this is how it comes. So there's a lot of mud around, so you need to wash carefully also. But first, let's chop it. So take this out, throw it away. Earlier days, I remember when I was a child in my paternal house, chopping methi, you need to hold the whole bunch tightly up and chop it finely. Earlier days, I remember, when there were no knives, chopping would happen in a small little saw kind of a thing, which was a fixed thing my mother would use in my house. I would see that. I was not proficient in that. So you chop methi like this, hold the bundle, keep rotating the bunch of fenugreek. Also very important, I must share this with you, is that when you chop the leaves, the bitterness actually comes out. The water of this methi comes out. So it starts turning bitter. So most of the time, those who don't like the bitter feeling, because what happens is the bitterness, when it comes into your mouth, you generally avoid eating methi. So what you need to do is, if you don't like bitterness, add a little salt, little turmeric, keep it for some time, then wash it. But that's one way of doing it. But what I'll do is, I have a strainer kind of thing here. So now, two ways of handling it. One, those of you who don't like the bitterness and still want to enjoy methi, which I don't suggest actually. Add a little salt and turmeric, rub it, keep it for some time, then wash it thoroughly. But otherwise, if you just want to wash methi, fenugreek leaves, this is what we'll do. Take water. Now this is actually done to remove the dirt, the mud, okay? Mostly done to do that. So I'll wash it properly, and of course it also helps in removing some kind of bitterness. The water is boiling in here. If you want to enhance the color, I'll tell you what has to be done. This goes in directly into the boiling water. So if you see this water, this is absolutely green. That's because we have chopped the methi and the bitterness is almost out. One way, salt and turmeric. The next way is chop and wash it thoroughly. But having done this, this definitely drains out a lot of goodness from the leafy vegetable, which is why you need to actually trim the leaves up and use it. That gives you the maximum benefit. You'll have to cook a little more, but at least there's a little more beneficial. So this goes out. Now just to enhance the color, a little bit of turmeric will bring a lot of value and protect the green color also. You need to boil it for some time, at least Not like spinach. In spinach, you need to just bring the water to boil and remove. Here, you will have to boil it for at least 3 minutes to 4 minutes. At least 2 bunches we have taken, 3 to 4 minutes after chopping, and then strain it up. Maybe you can refresh with cold water, which will enhance the color, but one way is turmeric will protect the color. Strain this up. There you go. Refresh in cold water, store it, and use it as required. Now, if you want to store it in a freezer, definitely you can store it in small packs, cool it up, of course. Put it in Ziploc bags, put it in the freezer, and you can keep this for at least more than a month. Use as required, or keep it in the fridge after cooling it down in the fridge, and this can remain for at least 8 to 10 days. Use as required.